All right, Michigan loses to Oregon 38-17. My instant reaction, again, I'm just doing it from my bedroom. No need for any fancy graphics. No need for any real preparation. Just going straight off the cuff as Michigan falls to 5-4. It is the Michigan Football Report. I'm your host, James Yoder. The Wolverines, after 15-0 last year, after 40-3, lose 18 starters to either the NFL or Rod Moore injury, and this team is now reeling and is going to have to beat Northwestern probably to make a bowl game. That game's in 3 weeks from now. We've got Indiana next week, followed by a bye, followed by Northwestern, followed by the Ohio State Buckeyes. I will tell you this, I felt for the coaching staff going into this game when we found out Jair Hill was not going to play. Found out last night that Will Johnson again wasn't going to play. Some people are saying business decision. I don't know about that, but even though they were down their starting two quarterbacks, I felt there were times that this team played well, but there were so many coaching decisions that I felt gave Michigan not the best opportunity to win, not the best opportunity to pull off an upset of the number one team in college football. Look, as far as I can tell, in the AP poll, this is the first time. I went back and looked. You guys can fact check me in the comments. This is the first time Michigan's faced the number one team in the country at home since 1991 Florida State. Now, 2019, Ohio State was ranked number one in the college football playoff rankings, but was ranked number two in the AP poll. So Michigan was looking at something like, hey, we haven't had a team like this in our house in 31 years. And the coaching malpractice that I felt was the most noticeable was Davis Warren was having himself a heck of a second half. He was playing well. You were feeling confident as a Michigan football fan. I mean, he's not J.J. McCarthy. He's not Tom Brady. But he was feeling like he was playing good enough to put Michigan in position to score points, which he did, right? 4, 5, 6 minutes left in the game. Michigan's down inside the 10-yard line. They're going to go for it on third down. They're going to go for it on fourth down. And what does Michigan do after a long play that gets Michigan into scoring position? They put Alex Orji in the game on third down. And then on fourth down, they go with a reverse pass back to Orji, etc. That was just, honestly, it's one of the worst play calls I've ever seen in my life from a Michigan football team. And I've watched the program for, over 30 years at this point. And it reminded me a lot of the play 2 years ago against TCU, as I'm just like, I'm not feeling great here. I switched up my outfit. I'm like, we're not doing great in the 2021, 22, 23 game day outfit. I've got a new hat out. I got the Michigan versus everybody shirt. Didn't work out. And I'm thinking this feels like the 2022 TCU game where you've got back-to-back, possessions inside the 5-yard line. First off, it's a Kalel Mullings fumble. But okay, you also have the fourth down play Michigan went for in that game. It was the Philly special reverse play, trying to throw it to J.J. McCarthy. It just wasn't happening. Who was calling the plays on that play? Sherrone Moore. Who's leading strategy and calling plays for this Michigan football team now? Sherrone Moore. Warren played well in the second half. They didn't give him the ball on third down. They didn't give him the ball on fourth down. I'm just going to say, come on, man. I don't get what you're seeing in Alex Orji. He had one or two good plays today, but you're going to put the ball in Alex Orji's hands when the game is on the line. You score a touchdown there. You're down 31-24. You kick an onside or you kick off, you hold them. You've got a chance either way to potentially tie this game up, and Michigan completely, pissed down their leg, and I don't think there's much excuse for it. So give me a comment. Give me your comments, your reactions to this game. Number one team in the country. No Jair Hill. No Will Johnson. I'll give Michigan credit for keeping it close. It wasn't a blowout. It ended up being a 21-point game at the end with that touchdown, but it was a competitive game throughout. Although Oregon, outside the first quarter, really managed the game. They felt in control the entire time. Michigan still had a chance to win it. Let me know what you guys think about this game down in the comments. And look, Bryce Underwood, number one player in the 2025 recruiting class. Dave Portnoy's made a $3 million offer. I've made a $1 million offer. Other people have made offers. We've heard rumors about a $5 million contract or NIL deal over 3 years. That's table stakes. So we need to get up to $8 or $9 or $10 million. And he was in attendance. Surprise for a lot of Michigan fans. I'm certainly surprised for LSU. He had a couple teammates in attendance with him as well. What did he see out of this Michigan offense? I don't think enough to flip his commitment unless it's all about money. Now, some other things as I'm looking down at my stats here. Defense, again, Wink Martindale tweeting out a bunch of stuff about recruiting over the last couple of days. That's great, Wink Martindale. But you let Oregon go 10 of 15 on third down. This is the story of the season. Wink Martindale's defense gives up third downs, and especially third down at long, at a rate I just can't comprehend in my mind. 10 of 15 for Oregon, 4 of 12 for Michigan on offense. So talk about some stats here. Oregon, 470 yards of offense to Michigan's 270, 294 yards passing to Michigan's 165, better than I would have expected him to do. But how about this one? 176 yards of rushing for offense, rushing for Oregon, 105 for Michigan. 37 attempts rushing for Oregon on the ground, and of course 28 there for Michigan, 3.8 yards per carry for the Wolverines. Today's show is sponsored by Game Time. Guys, Michigan has one more game left in the season, and I'll tell you what, it's against Northwestern. It might be a game that is make or break for Michigan to be 6-6, to be college or to be bowl eligible. And Game Time is the app I use to buy tickets to the national championship game in Houston. Game Time has a new feature called Game Time Picks that makes getting tickets to see your favorite teams play live even easier. Game Time Picks filters out the fluff so you only have incredible deals on great seats so you don't have to waste time searching through thousands of tickets. Look, I love Game Time. They've got last minute killer deals, all in prices, so you don't have any gotcha fees there at the end when you go to check out. You got views from your seat right from the app and their lowest price guarantee. Game Time takes the work out of buying tickets to events. With the Michigan season almost over, Game Time is the perfect app for Wolverines to see this team one more time in 2024 at home, or head to Ohio State, head to Indiana, catch them on the road. They've got last minute deals. You save up to 60% off by buying last minutes for sports, comedy, theater tickets, anything you want with Game Time. I mentioned the all-in pricing. I mentioned the panoramic views from your seats. Take the guesswork out of buying tickets with Game Time. Download the Game Time app, create an account, and use the code CHATSPORTS, that's CHATSPORTS, for $20 off your first purchase. Terms apply. Again, get an account with Game Time. Use the code CHATSPORTS, CHATSPORTS, for $20 off your first purchase. What time is it? Game Time. Link is down in the comments. Link is down in the description as I, pour over my sorrows for this Michigan football team. Now let's talk about the offense here. Davis Warner, I thought, played pretty well, but I do want to give a lot of credit to Colston Loveland. Colston Loveland is the heart and soul of this football team. Looking at his stats here, 7 catches today, 100, and is that right? I thought he had more than that. 112 yards is what I'm looking at here. 7 catches for 112. Tyler Morris, I thought, also played well. Had a drop in there at one point, went through his hands, but 3 catches for him, and 38 yards and a touchdown, but a couple really great catches. That touchdown, another one, had a ball go through his hands. But where was Kalel Mullings? Again, Donovan Edwards, who I love, got the start for this team. Where was Kalel Mullings? Did not have the carries, did not have the performance. 8 carries on the day for 16 yards for Kalel Mullings. The Don, 10 for 52. Alex Orji, 6 for 39. I thought it was unexplainable that, again, Donovan Edwards is starting the game. Kalel Mullings is not coming in to later. And this team, folks, it has no identity. It has no identity in offense. They don't want. Do they want to be a running team? They want to be a passing team. They want a team that wants to go to the tight end. They want a team that runs trick plays all the time, then 4th down inside the 10-yard line. There's no identity on defense, right? There was really no pass rush today. There was no great play in the secondary. They don't know if they've got safeties playing corner playing safety. There's no identity from this team. They don't know if they're a blitzing team. They don't know if they're a zone team. They don't know what to do on 3rd down. They get 3rd downs at the highest rate I've ever seen from a Michigan football team outside of the 2020-2019 Don Brown team. No identity in special teams. The special teams under Sherrone Moore have been an absolute disaster. Tommy Doman kind of came back today with some nice punts, but how about that penalty when the center was over the Oregon player on the snap, on the punt, got Oregon on a 1st down? It's just penalty after, bad play after bad play, no identity. And this team, 5 penalties today, 34 yards after 0 last week against Michigan State. I just didn't think it was a well-coached team. Look, I'll give some credit. only gave up 38 points. Only gave up 38 points, right? 31 in reality. The last touchdown there for Oregon without their two starting quarterbacks. So you had guys who haven't really played that much this year in the game, starting in the secondary. Quentin Johnson got the start at safety. I think he had a really bad game, especially early. The running game didn't exist, right? Michigan, 106 or something yards of offense on the ground. There was no strategy. I didn't feel any point in this game there was a strategy to win the game. It's something that's lacking from last year with Jim Harbaugh. But guys, a couple more points here. Make sure you guys subscribe to the Michigan Football Report as we are still rolling. We're not doing as many videos as we have last year. I've got other responsibilities here at the company, so we're going to do as many videos as we can, but with a 5-4 team, I'll do my best. But make sure you subscribe. We're going to have a ton of offseason content as transfer portal will be the biggest focus of this team this offseason outside of Bryce Underwood. Next week, Michigan goes on the road to Indiana, who, as I was watching, they were up 47-10 in East Lansing. That was the few minutes left. Maybe that changed as we started recording here 11 minutes ago. Michigan State was up 10-0. And then Indiana scored 47 straight points, maybe more. I didn't see the final score before hitting record on this. Michigan's got 3 games left in the season. It's at Indiana. It's a bye week. It's home against Northwestern. It's at Ohio State. You've got to win one of those 3 games to be bowl eligible. This is about as disappointing of a season as I can imagine coming off the national title. I'll say this, though. The last 3 years were some of the most enjoyable, fun, exciting, memorable of my lifetime as a sports fan. I cried at the Alabama game. I hugged my son. I hugged my wife. We jumped up and down. I went to the national championship game a week later. My sister was there. I got some work. It was amazing. It was awesome. I'll never forget it. And that's why I just can't get too down on this season. But some things got to change because you can't let this one bad season turn into 2, turn into 3. We saw that happen with Rich Rod. We saw it spew into the Brady Hoke years after one good season in 2011. This team has got to turn it around. I really think you got to find a way to get 2 wins in these last 3 games. Finish 7-5. Get yourself a quarterback in the transfer portal in the offseason and come back next year with a fresh new outlook and ideally some life in this program after they have really just not performed well after that USC and Minnesota back-to-back games. Was it 3 losses in the last 4 games? It is the Michigan Football Report. As always, I'm your host, James Yoder. Subscribe, give me a like, all that stuff, comment, blow it up. Let me know what you guys are thinking and support Game Time. Till I see you guys next time. Go Blue.